Hey everybody, and welcome back to another casted game here on Age of Bison. We are about to see probably some of the highest level play you will get from this event. This is a tiebreaker between our team captains. We have up here playing Aztecs with the strange flag you're not going to recognize. I know a lot of people are, hardcore purists, and if they don't see the in-game flag, they lose all sense of direction, time, space, and they may float off into the ether in a screaming blind rage. Let me just tell you, this is a flag based on a mod. It's the Aztecs. I know that it's totally alien to see an explorer like this and see all of these things with this strange flag on top. But all joking aside, I just want to let everybody know this is the Aztec Civ. There's nothing else strange about it. And with that little introduction, between the fact these are team captains from our 1v1 playing for a tiebreaker between Rob or Lou playing as the Haudenosaunee, Milo, rest in peace, Duck Squad, between Big Lop playing as his beloved Aztecs and trying to take it home for his team, the Loco Lamos. So, I'm joined here today by Stefan. I know these are two kind of native civs, but I would absolutely love to hear your thoughts on this map and this matchup as we start.
First things first, if y'all are offended by Platt having a different flag, but are rocking the bear skin for the Russian explorer, reconsider your life choices.
Well, everyone knows that the Russian explorer is nothing but historically accurate, just like the USA astronaut.
Yeah.
Don't talk shit about that bear explorer.
Hey, what's up, Spades? And we're joined today by Spades, by fellow admin, and also player. You may have caught him on some of his games in this 1v1. We're just having fun. Like I said, this is the tiebreaker, and I'm looking forward to some high-level play. Now, something I noticed right off the bat is that Rob is opening up with a farm for Hod. This is not a livestock map, and you typically only see this if you're going for like an absolute just all-in rush at a 14 out of 20 vil age up, right? Using the farm's extra XP to give you the first village shipment just a bit faster. I mean, this is Hod. It's a very technical civ. Every little bit counts. We've got a little bit of skirmishing here going on in the middle. Oh no.
A contested treasure?
What was that? They both stopped and then went back.
Yeah, they both thought they lost it.
I like how I set it up like this is high level Age of Empires 3, and then they both misclicked the treasure. Oh boy, this should be a fun one. All right, like I said, these are good friends. Like we're again, no. We're just all having fun here. That's the whole purpose of this event, is for all of us normal folks to, enjoy some fun, some high-level gameplay, and at the same time, some humble level gameplay. And just like that now, bullets for breakfast, the Aztec Explorer gets, 150 food total from 2 treasures. That's dangerous.
That is very dangerous.
Taking a look at their deck, Age 2. I wonder what Lop is doing.
I'm going to guess H2 pressure.
So many food.
So much food.
Yes. Age 2 pressure, kind of a standard Aztec play. Again, when these two civs do fight, it tends to... These are, like I said, both very technical civs. They have a lot of options, but they're both very vulnerable if they get wiped and have to remass, right? And so it's going to ultimately come down to whoever can take a good fight. That bug is so bad. Maybe... Were they bugging when they were going after that treasure down here? I don't know.
I don't know.
So, aging up now with the Elder. So, pretty standard age up from Aztecs. The Messenger. So,
Messenger.
Fast age up for Hod. Looking at their deck, 1v1 Town Destroy. I love this card. I know it's not always the most optimal one, but it's just fun. And honestly, in this matchup, if you're playing a long Age 2, it can be critical to have that much siege on your Explorer. Again, you're not going to see it in every Pro's deck, but it's fun. We all love Town Destroyer.
Gotta love the memes.
Exactly.
Yeah. So the Pokemon collection for Rob is driving away Lop's Explorer. So this treasure is going to be another hat in Rob's bag for another 90 food.
Yep. Once
is he going to go back and get it?
Decides to get it.
Are you gonna go back and get it, Rob? No?
No? Screw that food. We don't need that.
Just flexing on Lop here. It's like, I'm going to take your treasure and I'm not even going to collect it.
Right. And it looks like, aged up, you've got kind of a defensive war hut. Not as forward as you would normally expect, but big button, sending out the 5 tomahawks.
Yeah.
Kind of fairly standard. Is he going to try to siege that down with the Pokemon army? Okay. Going to try to kill the explorer, though. Yeah, running for his life.
Yeah, so Lop the Explorer's in trouble here.
He has
and up there come up the Tomahawks. Oh, they're going to get a Vil. Oh, they get a Vil for sure.
Oof, he doesn't even get a chance to maybe herd that back a bit more. And
Ooh, that's a nasty XP swing there for Rob.
Absolutely. Now, Rob going everything on wood. What is he trying to get? He's trying to get a TP now? There's an interesting macro there.
Not sure. Going for 200. Still chopping.
I've lost. No. Okay, but it looks like... Okay, so Lopsided Fluff, he's got the 9 Tauntaun, he's got the Jaguars. This is a pretty good force. Those Tauntaun will deal with the Tomahawks. These Jaguars could definitely deal with Kanya, or at least take most of the chunk of the Kanya's life out. Oops, sending now what? Is it 8 next?
Yep, solid. And they're going to pick off one of Pokemon. What was that? Pikachu, maybe?
Yeah, Pikachu. Pikachu's down. Yeah, Jaguar Knights, this is, again, Aztecs have had a lot of changes in the last couple patches, and Jaguar Knights are now definitely a monster because they do promote, right? And so if you're Lop, I guess you're just coming back. It's an early stable. Wow. What's interesting, too, is I usually do not see Haud not go...
He's going straight for the Kanye, too.
Yeah, trying to hard build them. Getting the crates, no trade post. Interesting, again, and Lop has done far more successful with Haudenosaunee than I have, but it looks like he's just going to try to timing this, because without the shipment curve, I believe Aztecs have a bit of an advantage here, because they do have the plaza, right?
Yeah. And look, they already have the Aztec blob going on there.
Yep. It's like Strelitz, but different, the Tauntaun. And truly, like a Strelit, if they get enough mass, these guys can just get a lot of work in, but just kind of exploring, I suppose. Is he going to try to go res his Explorer?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, ooh, Kanya coming out now.
Kanya?
Ooh, raid could be actually pretty problematic here.
Raid could be really problematic. Lop's army is completely out of position to deal with that.
Mm-hmm. Not building any military at the moment.
Let's go see if that raid's going to find them.
Ooh.
Is it going to get any? Oh. Oh no. Lop's focused on the army heading in. That's 2 down.
2. 3.
3.
It's got to be at least 4. Ooh, the pathing. Oh no. 5.
4. Oh.
5.
Oh. 5.
That is absolutely game changing. And again, I'm going to pull back here just to see how this is going. Yeah, this isn't even going that well. He does not get the war hut down. I guess he's pulling back, fearing these Kanya. Oh man, that's absolutely got to be gut wrenching. And that, again, I was just talking about how fragile these civs are. Aztec has a few options in the way that it can boom back, but I think Haud, it's got an eco lead, and that is not a word you ever want to hear. Haud has an eco lead.
No, that's a dangerous thing to hear.
Yeah, the war hut, man. If this goes down, I think Fluff is going to, he's okay because he still has a military mass that can idle. But now, I don't know. I have to say, I think Fluff is in some serious trouble here, and he's going to have to figure out a way to get some sort of boom back into this game.
Yeah. He's only got 3 coyotes out right now, so not a lot of a rating for us to try to get some reciprocation.
All right. Explorers down too.
Oof. Explorer's down and not in a spot that he's going to be able to get him up freely.
Exactly.
Oh.
It does some chip damage. Okay, so another raid there by Rob, and Rob is able. It's already done the damage, so even just doing that, it's keeping him pinned back in his base. He is hurting this forward hunt now, so I would imagine that. I guess if he can try to go to age 3, but then you got to, your units are very squishy. You do not want to get timinged here.
The Kanye coming back in.
There's Kanye over here too. Oh man.
Ooh. And this is when it starts getting in your head. Like, even when you're these top-level players, it just starts getting to you. Like, having all these caps buzzing around. Oh, no.
Oh, God. Here we go. Oh.
Oh, no.
No.
That's another 2.
Ooh, 3. Okay, let me flip over again. 20. Okay.
Yep.
1, 2. Yep. 2 dead. I mean, he gets this, but now you're at 20 vills to 31 of Haud.
Oh, that's so rough.
And Aztecs are kind of weak to Must Cuss, right?
Yes.
So, there's no other way to put it. This is a major problem as Haud's able to scale just far better, I think, in Age 2, right? With their infantry being able to get triple carded. Aztecs have more flexibility as a civ, and especially with their warrior priests, they can do some cool stuff, but you can only do so much. And wow.
Yeah.
Shipping now.
You guys mind if I chime in as Mr. Salty Aztec player?
You can a little bit. Yeah, go for it. I guess
Yeah,
this is a watch party now, which, to be honest, is completely appropriate because this is the tiebreaker game. So what are your thoughts as this battle starts to commence?
It just harkens back to the thing that has been happening to Aztecs consistently over the past year, is that it feels like a lot of the time there is no reason to play Aztecs because the devs have made it so that they are further and further pushed into the niche of H2 play and reducing and nerfing their H3 play, and things like this where just a simple unit composition from the enemy, like Must Cuss, or even just pure skirm can cause, with only a little bit of anti-cap, can cause a huge amount of trouble for Aztecs, and especially compared with how much the Hauds have been buffed and given new tools for early and late game, and how comparable they are to Aztec in the early game. I find that often there's not a lot of time to ever pick Aztecs over Haudenosaunee.
Actually, Haud's been nerfed in the early game, although they did stop the Tomahawk nerf, thankfully.
They're still strong enough to compete with Aztec, though.
Yeah. Oh no, Haud H2 is still great. That's not an admission of or a cry for balance. It's just this is a great H2 civ, and you're right. Like where Aztecs, like especially their FI has been significantly nerfed. So you're pushed into an age where your civ's supposed to be flexible. It's like France, right? Like France is a good H2 civ, but ideally it doesn't want to be there very long. Kind of same here.
Incredible micro though, just instantly moving all the anti-cav and melee.
Yeah. Both of these players, look at this. I mean, they're dancing the cav back and forth.
They're dancing so crazy here.
This is just good job. I mean, again, while some of the mistakes earlier are human, that's a I quit. And I mean, honestly, he would have had to just absolutely crush that fight to win. So I can blame him for being a little bit frustrated, especially just being raided under that much pressure, and being in that position, like you said. You're up against Haudenosaunee. Haudenosaunee is a great H2 civ, but its eco isn't the strongest. If you have your eco cut out from underneath you where you can't recover, it's like same thing versus like a civ like Auto in H3, right? Can you imagine in a position where you have less eco than Auto in H3? Like you're just dead. Their units are better. They win, period. So tough break there for Lopsided Fluff. An absolute beast of a player and a great Aztec player. But I think we just got on display there the power of Haud. Again, this is the least played civ in the game outside of the African civs from time to time. But they're incredibly effective. And you don't have to be like an absolute mad scientist to get a lot of work out of them. I mean, just do what, a few breaks here and there, play clean and make sure you don't get counter-rated, and voila. You've got this like very murderous army of 165 HP Musk and almost, just tanky boys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The Age 2 fight between Haud and Aztec is very even. Once you get to Age 3, I think, is where Haud really starts to take off away from Aztec, because they have comparable economies, but Haudenosaunee just gets access to, like, one of the best skirms and a fantastic goon to pair it with. And as by comparison, like, Aztec's units have just been hit so hard. Their Aeronite got a little bit of a buff in this last patch, but it's still at a net negative from where it was before it had the heavy infantry tag.
Yeah. Definitely agree on that. A lot of the changes for Aztec, like you have Jaguar Prowler Knights, which are a lot better, but those aren't like the S tier kind of unit that you can just buy. They were for that like one patch when they came out, right?
One patch,
yeah.
And then it's gone.
which is fair, but again, and this is a lot of the trickiest. I would love to hear, like I said, if the viewers have made it this far, some of their thoughts on this kind of match and this matchup. With that, Stefan, do you have any closing thoughts before we go on to the next one?
It's a good indication, a good representation of how strong Haud can be, and like Platt was saying, don't sleep on them, guys. Take them out, wheel them around. They're a good civ and can be very powerful, and also just shows you, like, even the best and greatest players can get thrown off by raiding. So when it happens to you, just know it happens to us all.
Exactly. In fact, do you want to just roll with the next one? Do you want to just keep casting?
Yeah, let's just roll with the next one.
All right. So our viewers, please stick with us. We would normally give you the yada yada, like, subscribe kind of stuff, but hold with us. Forgive the DE background.
Here's your public service announcement of go play the game for the month and make sure you get the Age 1 AoE 1 skin for your Indian Explorer.
Yes. It's actually really cool. I love all the cool, like, stuff that they keep adding into this game.
As an India lover, I am so excited to get my hands on that skin.
Plus, as someone who fights against India, it will be so great that I can actually differentiate some of their units, hopefully, from their Explorer. Alrighty, so we are here on a winter generation of Saguenay. Probably, I would say, the most popular map, in that I don't think anybody hates this map.
No one hates this map.
Right? It's like the capybara of maps. Like, it's just a great map. There's variety. We've got a central trade line generation on this one. There's water, there's livestock, and we have here on the left now playing Haud, Lopsided Fluff, and on the right we've got Rob playing Hausa. I wish McLeese was here so he could stand for your Hausa mains, because I gotta admit, it's a cool civ. I love the design of it. I have been crushed by Hausa so many times. If there was, like, the closest thing I have to, like, an uninstall civ is Hausa, just because A, I don't always understand it, and B, I do think often its incredible flexibility can play into older civs, including Haud, in a way that just totally counters their playstyle. I don't think that's necessarily unbalanced or balanced. I'm just, from an objective standpoint, it can be very frustrating to play into Hausa. Now, Hausa did get nerfs recently, and before that, and before that, and before that. So, I don't know what its current level of balance is, but gosh, can it be hard to play into, especially, I think, with the civ like Haud. I would expect to see, a water start, and Haud's going to have to just play clean. Stefan, what are your thoughts on these civs?
Yeah, so no surprise there with saying the water start for Haud. We're going, like, it is, basically one of the best strategies, honestly, potentially in the game, for you have that free dock wagon every time. Drop it on your little lake and whatever, and you've got your 2 TCs going. So, incredibly powerful strategy as we see it used, but it requires a lot of clean play, like you were saying. House, on the other hand, very much in agreement. Like, it's a tricky one to play into. Like, it's one of those civs that I find really funny, because I've tried playing it, and despite the fact to me that it has a lot of really good synergies, with you get a free cow on every shipment and whatnot, I've never gotten it to work for me. I've never been able to really get it to work. But playing into it's really tough. So, like, if you understand the civ and if you're able to get it to work, it can be really nasty with all the different opportunities and capabilities you have.
Correct. I think Hausa is mainly weak to, like, FF cannon civs, which Haud is not. But Haud does have some FIs and has some very powerful units. So this is definitely not a hopeless match for Haudenosaunee, but we can't even talk about the data because Haud and Hausa are both so underplayed. These civs probably have less than 500 matches on the ladder since the inception of Hausa. Ooh, who wins? Ooh, I think Hausa does.
Like Rob gets it, yep.
Yep, big Rob. Sneaking away there. So I'm going to look at Rob's deck. 1v1 water. Looks like this is like mainly a counter water deck, right? Hausa's... Yeah. I don't know if I've really seen much water play for Hausa. I think there's a few builds out there. I don't know if they're optimal.
It is not... I know that much with Hausa. It is not an optimal water civ. Like, unfortunately, both the case with both Ethiopia and Hausa is the warships, the decks, their cards for water just aren't good. So, like, it is very much a counter water play there where he's saying, well, I know this is a water map. I'm against Haud. They're going to be dropping fishing boats. I'm going to send my 2 caravel equivalents in a shipment at one point and wreck his eco.
Yeah. I agree, and that's what you should always do. Even if you're a civ and you have no intention of going water, if it's a water map, you need to have at least some water play, because if you let your opponent get a free water boom, 9 out of 10 times, maybe not 9, but a significant amount of the time, you're probably dead. So, fast age up here now coming in for Haudenosaunee. Let's see what, probably Songhai. Yep, Songhai. So the Raider opening, as it's more commonly known. So. I don't know about the Raider opening. This sounds like really dangerous into Haudenosaunee. We'll have to see how Rob and Lop play into it, because you've got Kanya and you've got Tomahawks. And Tomahawks do have extra melee, so like this is a Musk that is pretty darn good into Cav openings. But, again, just having 7-speed high siege units can, he can run up to this dock, siege you down, and leave before the Haudenosaunee army can even counter. So,
yeah.
I would imagine that's the use. And opening up with the university, I wonder why here. I guess it's the town center.
Oh.
If he did it here, he could have nabbed the trade post.
Hmm.
Oh, well. Ooh, that is an aggressive warhut. Okay.
That's a very aggressive. And I'm fortunate for Rob there to see that. That was a very good bit of scouting.
Right. Yeah, he saw the right thing. We've actually seen on this map where like a sneaky forward base can spell disaster. And okay, yep, 5 minutes. Here comes the Tomos.
Just straight to siege, trying to pick off Bills. What's the plan?
I would imagine trying to get down this university. Now maybe that's a trap. I'm actually not quite sure, to be honest, because I don't know if there's any techs here that are really worth it. Moving his units.
Ooh, and that's enough to thwart this. They're not going to be able to get that down.
I don't think so. Tomahawks, they are musketeers. They have pretty solid siege. Not necessarily the highest, but I mean, this is doing a lot of damage. But that TC fire. Oh, is he going to grab the Explorer?
And they've got your outputs. Yep, an Explorer goes down.
That's huge.
So the push is over.
Yeah, I mean, he did do a good amount of damage, but I would imagine that Rob is going to heal it up here. Rob or Hausa player is going to heal it up. But, again, pure Tomahawks. Where are the Fulani?
Yeah.
There they are.
7 Fulani, yep. That's going to be enough to hold, and now Rob can just send his raiders off to go do their thing if he wants.
Correct. And this was played just a few days before the last patch, so... the Fulani range, I believe, still ends up being the same, but what is it? Is it the Fodio Tactics card? Yeah.
Yeah, it was increases their base by 1 or 2 range and decreases the bonus from the card by the same. So it just makes it so it's less crucial to send it.
Exactly. Well, just like that, the Fulani come out. Yeah, these things, in my opinion, they're the best H2 archer. I mean, it's a longbow without the animation issues of a longbow with extra HP, extra speed. Now, the thing about Hausa, like I said, they do struggle into FF, so like they kind of have to hit that midpoint of being better than an Age 2 skirm, but also able to kind of trade into Age 3 stuff, which they're often forced into, fights with. So That being said, when they get 20 range, it's kind of silly because they'll kill like Dutch skirms, and it's like, it feels bad, man.
And he's sending the 2 battle canoes right now.
Good job. So, yep, that will idle Lopsided pretty hard, the Haudenosaunee player. Yeah, what do you do here? This is a problem I always run into as Haud as well. Like, once Hausa kind of turtles, you're not a high siege civ. And they can counter anything that you want to do because they have the full roster at age 2 out of 1 building that's really difficult to scout. So I guess maybe go age 3 would be the call here. Again, I'm just speculating. I'm sure Lopsided, if you're watching this, you probably have a far better reason why you're doing what you're doing. That would be my guess. So just killing some bears.
Yeah, just knock out that, get some XP, potentially get some... And he's got Aena coming in as a shipment.
Okay, and these are, again, good God, Fulani really have more HP than an Aena? Well, these things should have a War Chief buff, to be fair. We got to keep that in mind. But yeah, just to show you the potency of the Fulani. A little bit less damage, higher multiplier. Or no, less multiplier. Better animation, and the ability to get longer range. In this batch. Haha. Alright, let's see what happens.
So, at least right now, Hausa's army is fairly vulnerable to Skirm, or Archer, because it's mostly Fulani and Jav Rider.
Yeah. Ooh, but just like that, okay, now we've got a bunch of Jav Riders. Ooh, here comes another Raider pop. This is dangerous.
Raider pop. Okay, that's... If I were Lop, I'd pull out, yeah.
I think it's a little too late for that. Oh, man, these Hausa units are swarming.
Too late. It's too late, yeah. Pull out, Lop.
I think at this point, now you're in serious trouble. And not to mention, while this was going on, we missed the water battle, but these 2 canoes basically just... Did they take the dock? Did we miss a raid? Or did the canoes take the raid?
The canoes took it, I think.
They must have not been garrisoned because they're at full health. Wow. Sorry if we missed that. Because we were too busy focused on here. I guess even maybe perhaps Lop did it. And that now he's trying to hide his boats. To get all the amount of fishing that he can. And wow, this is just rough. And the score now coming ahead there for Rob. And, again, I think as Haud, you don't have as many options as Hausa does. And you're stuck in H2. You don't have a trade post. You don't have, like, stagecoach eco. You're probably really crutching on that water. And that's gone now. So all he can really do, I think, at this point, is he going to try to build a stable behind this? Nope, just another war hut.
Another war hut. He's just conceding the forward right now.
Probably for the best. There's no way you can hold it. Good game sense there by Lop. And I think Rob is just massive. Again, Hausa is also a great Age 2 civ. Between their techs and their cards, they have a lot of upgrade paths that they can get into. They have a full unit comp. You've got Skirmgoon, Handcav.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like he's just going to concede it. Maybe a little bit of positioning, or is he actually going to fight this?
No, he's just getting some chip damage off. Oh, and Tomahawk's doing some really funky things there.
Yeah. Getting not the best range most. They do less damage base. Only 19. I mean, we're talking, that's Janissary numbers. But, decent HP, good price, and 3 card options in H2, so very good. Just like that.
Raiders. Oh, very good game sense from Lop there. He knew exactly where those Raiders are going.
And again, I mean, these units are fat. Were you seeing evacuation on the boat? Oh, boy.
And just release them.
No.
Oh, no. No.
Wait. We've got... Okay, make sure I'm not missing anything else here. I'm so focused on this. Okay, I saw just 1 Vilda. Okay. Oh, my God. That's why you need control of water. It's so frustrating. And meanwhile, yeah, Hausa's... God, if Hausa gets this Cree settlement and booms with some Cree vills as well, like... In fact, what have all they sent? Okay, griots, canoes.
Griots.
They're going to heal everything back up. Oh, prowling around there, the 3 raiders. I mean, most of these guys are close enough. The damage should be pretty minimal.
Yeah. The HP, like, the Kanye whittled those down enough that if Lop catches it, he can actually fight it with Vils at this point. Oh, no.
Oh, okay. Oh, loses one.
Oh, gets one.
You know.
One goes down, but...
I think another one. Oh, he shot the wrong one. Okay, those are both weak enough now. You could probably just take the fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a little bit of a... Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, he decides to take it. Oh, no. Oh, okay, loses one
A
Vil.
little bit of more miss macro there. There we go.
Nice spear toss there. Big villager energy right there. All right, but meanwhile, sideshows are over. I think Lop's kind of recognized he just has to push because he's going to get outscaled. Although he could lock. I don't know. Oh no, the Griot stun lock. Yeah, this is about to be a slaughter.
Yeah, this is not going to end well.
No.
There's just so much extra mass.
And Jav Riders, I hear a lot of people complain like, oh, Jav Riders are weak because, I can't snipe heavy cannons. That is a legitimate problem, but when you look at the stats on these things, they're goons that do better in melee, which is not something goons typically do. So those Cav, as soon as they touched them, were doomed. And just like that, yeah, it's looking pretty over. Fulani now pressuring. I wonder if he's going to go for Fulani tactics or age.
Yeah, and Lop at this point is just moving back.
Yep, bunch of Anna. I mean, it's good to have those Anna, but you're going to get slammed here by 5 more Raiders here any second. Ooh, good job there. Even though, what's the rate of fire right now? 5. Yeah, it's the power of these little dudes. And yeah, I mean, he's taking a good fight, I think, overall, but I don't know. Stephanie,
yeah, but it's at this point where you're taking a good fight from an exchange perspective, but when you're fighting this close to your opponent's TC, the reinforcements are just too much. And
Big Lop tapping out there. And with that, the tiebreaker will go towards Milo, the spirit of Rob's beloved duck, guiding his forces to victory with that one. That was a pretty tough one. I would say that the game was more or less decided after the fight over the fort. And then from there, it was just basically, they're 2 good players. They respect each other. I know sometimes, like, you watch a game like this and you're like, just hurry it up or just slam it in. Well, there's a lot of risk to that. And, you look away and you take one bad fight and suddenly your opponent's back in, right? So I think Rob did a great job there to take the lead and be like, hey, my Civ's the better H2 Civ. I've got better options. I'm just going to take my time in the corner. As for Lop, he was up a creek without a paddle, as they say, and, oh, God, he was getting raided again. Good God. We'll have to check out the Vil graph here. Yeah. I mean, he had more resources, which is actually pretty impressive.
Oh, yeah.
Units killed. Yeah, oof. Oof, that's a rough kill-death ratio.
Really rough.
And yeah, there you go. Again, Hausa's eco is a little bit sneaky because of the cows, right? So it's got a little bit more value than you would expect. That being said, he started off with a good advantage and then just Rob just was cutting him off from the knees the whole game.
Yeah.
And right here, yep. Right around 8 minutes, pushing it in. And then, I mean, that's the power of Hausa with its full, power. Yeah. Relatively equitable. Again, with that smaller economy, just being idled, being raided, being pushed off water, lopsided fluffs value really not that much more. And wow, that was 2 really good, clean games. Do you have any closing thoughts for us, Stefan?
Just good. These were good games. Like, you definitely saw, particularly with this game here, this last one, how good these two players can be, and how Rob was jumping his raiders into canoes to get around traps, and the excellent game sense at different points that Lop had. It's just these guys are both excellent players, and it just in favor of Rob this time.
I think so. I mean, and sometimes because it's a play all three, and these guys, since the tiebreaker, really they could just play two, and that's effectively it, right? Games can go and snowball out of control. I mean, these are civs you do not see a lot of matchups on. We did not see popular civs today. I'm slightly distracted by the fact that this guy is in the cold waters of the Hudson Bay.
Without a shirt.
Yeah, and they're being swamped. I don't know if you can tell it on the screen, but the front of the boat is swamped. This is not good. Hypothermia.
No.
Glad he won when he did, because hypothermia. This boat seems to understand. Okay, I'm just nitpicky here, and I just love to look how beautiful this game is. And yeah, I totally agree with your sentiments. I mean, truly good players, good strategies, little things snowball out of control so fast, with all of these civs being very technical civs. So with that, if you made it through our perhaps less organized, but hopefully a little bit more fun kind of style, putting two of these games together that would normally be kind of short and not have time for a full cast, make sure to let us know what you think about this format. Like, subscribe, give us comments, man. We love seeing feedbacks from the community. Again, this is a community event of all of us kind of casual or mid-level players just trying to have a blast and showcase how great this game can be. So with that, I am going to let you guys go, and I will see you all on the next one.